Architect, Z1 Tech. Location, Nantong, China. Welcome to a new tutorial and thank you for your support. New project. Large object centimeter. Open. Top view. Add a picture plane. Select floor plan. Open. Press anywhere and open the image. Select image. Scale. Base point. Reference point. 500. Enter. Lock image. Ellipse, diameter. Start of first axis. End of first axis. End of second axis. Select ellipse. Scale 1D. Base point. Reference point. Ellipse, diameter. Start of first axis. End of first axis. End of second axis. Select ellipse. Scale 1D, base point. Reference point. Rotate. Center of rotation, second reference point. Unlock image. Select image. Front view. Add a picture plane. Select sections. Open. First corner of picture. Second corner of picture. Rectangle, corner to corner. First corner of rectangle. Second corner of rectangle. Trim. Select curve. Enter. Click on a part of the picture that is outside the rectangle. Select rectangle and delete. Move. Perspective. Rotation. Move. Top. Move. Point to move from. Point to move to. Rotate. Center of rotation. First reference point. Second reference point. Click Enter for rotate. Center of rotation. First reference point. Second reference point. We place the section on the central axis of the ellipses. Perspective. Move. Point to move from. Point to move to. Top. Select all. Rotate. Center of rotation, first reference point. Hold Shift for ortho. Perspective. Select images. Hold Shift for multiple selection. Lock images. Select an ellipse. Front. Hold Alt for copy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold Shift for scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't touch the middle ellipse because that's the ellipse we draw on the plan. 5, 6. Select the ellipse. Copy. Point to copy from. Point to copy to. Hold Shift for ortho. Select ellipse, hold Alt for copy. Hold Shift for scale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Since the section is a little short, we can make it a little smaller. 5, 6. Perspective. You are doing well. Now we can move on to creating the surfaces. New in Rhino 7. Subtools. Drag and drop. Shaded mode. Select ellipses. Subloft. Make sure all arrows point in the same direction. Enter. Enable, adjust shape segments. Adjusted shape segments, 40. And OK. Visibility menu. Hide ellipses. Select ellipses. Subloft. Make sure all arrows point in the same direction. Click. Click. Enter. Enable, adjust shape segments. Adjusted shape segments, 80. And OK. Hide ellipses. Select objects, hold Shift for multiple selection. Unlock images. Isolate objects. Right. Checksum. Select by holding Ctrl-Shift. Hold Shift for scale. Select by holding Ctrl-Shift. Hold Shift for scale. Yeah. I think it looks a little better. Perspective. Top. Shaded mode. Let's skip one step and select half of the edges. Hold down Ctrl-Shift and double-click edge. Select one, skip one. It can be a bit boring, but you will like the result. OK. We finished the selection. Add crease. Scale 2D. Base point. First reference point. Second reference point. Don't leave the selection. Scale 1D. Base point. First reference point. Second reference point. You may not see the difference as we have reduced it very little. Perspective. Rendered. There does not appear to be a problem. Top. We will apply the same process to this object. Hold down Ctrl-Shift and double-click edge. Select one, skip one. OK. We finish the selection. Add crease. Scale 2D. Base point. First reference point. Second reference point. Don't leave the selection. Scale 1D. Base point. First reference point. Second reference point. You may not see the difference as we have reduced it very little. Perspective. Not bad. Top. Select objects. Show objects. Add the image to the selection without leaving the selection. Isolate objects. Select image. Lock. Now we will model the bridge between. Select first face. Select last face. Double-click faces in between. Select first face. Select last face. Double-click faces in between. We will do the same with the other object. Select first face. Select last face. Double-click faces in between. Select first face. Select last face. Double-click faces in between. It is important that we select an equal number of surfaces from both objects. Perspective. Shaded. Select first face. Select last face. Double-click faces in between. Select first face. Select last face. Double-click faces in between. Bridge. Segments, 2, and OK. Hold Ctrl-Shift and double-click the edge. Top. Scale 1D. Base point. First reference point. Second reference point. Perspective. Hold Ctrl-Shift for selection. Hold Ctrl-Shift to remove from selection. Move a little. I think the top edges are too flat. Select first edge. Select last edge. Double-click to select the edges in between. Duplicate edge. Unlock image. Isolate the new curve. Rebuild. Point count, 5. Enable, make sub-friendly, and OK. Top. Edit. Perspective. Show objects. Front. Move. Perspective. Select the first and last point. Scale. Select first edge. Select last edge. Double-click on the second edge. Align objects. To curve. Select curve. Rendered. Looks a little more fluid now. Select ellipse. Hold Shift and select build. Select ellipse. Isolate objects. Shaded. Hold Ctrl-Shift and double-click the edge. Align objects. To curve. Select curve. Hold Ctrl-Shift and double-click the edge. Align objects. To curve. Select curve. Select build. Isolate objects. We hide the ellipses. Loop selection. Extrude. Extrude again. Loop selection. Remove crease. Loop selection. Extrude. Extrude again. Loop selection. Remove crease. Rendered. Select build. Show objects. Add the image to the selection by holding down Shift. Isolate objects. Select image. Lock image. Ghosted. Now let's make the windows of the building. Select first faces. Select last faces, double-click faces in between. Leave the selection. Delete. We have to delete these surfaces. Select faces. Delete. Select and delete vertices one by holding down Ctrl-Shift. Delete. 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 Z-Enter for zoom. Select faces and delete. Select edges. Bridge. Segments, 2. And OK. Select the middle edge. Top. Move. Wireframe. Move. Perspective. The window adorns a dragon's back. Let's line it. Double-click for loop selection. Duplicate edge. Join. Isolate objects. Unlock image. Select image. Hide. Select curve. Rebuild. Point count, 30. Enable make sub friendly. And OK. Show objects. Add the section to the selection. Isolate objects. Select section. Lock section. Front. Select curve. Select points that correspond to the floor. Align objects. Bottom. Fix to ground line. Position the top points according to the slope of the window. Perspective. Edit. Top. Edit. Perspective. Edit. Select curve. Unlock section. Show objects. Add the building to the selection. Isolate objects. Select the middle vertex. Slide. Select the middle vertex, slide. Select curve. Edit. Top. Edit. Perspective. Double-click for loop selection. Align objects. To curve. Select curve. Rendered. It looks good. Shaded. Show objects. Select floor plan and building. Isolate objects. Select image. Lock image. Now let's make the back window. Select first faces. Ghosted. Select last faces, double-click faces in between. Leave the selection. Delete. Select the building. Unlock image. Isolate objects. Double-click for loop selection. Duplicate edge. Join. Isolate objects. Select curve. Rebuild. Point count, 12. OK. Front. Show objects. Add the section to the selection as well. Isolate objects. Select the image and lock. Select curve. Select points that correspond to the floor. Align objects. Move in Z direction. Unlock image. Select image and hide. Perspective. Select curve, edit. Top. Edit. Perspective. Edit. Select curve, show objects. Add the building to the selection, isolate objects. Select the middle vertex, slide. Select the middle vertex, slide. Select curve. Edit points. Top. Move. Perspective. Move. Top. Move. Perspective. Double-click for loop selection. Align objects. To curve. Select curve. Double-click for loop selection. Front. Align objects. Bottom. Alignment point. Perspective. Select building. Offset subbed. Distance, 25. Enter. Enter. Double-click for loop selection. Top. Move. Scale. Move. Perspective. Front. Scale. Perspective. Loop selection. Bridge. Enable, crease. OK. Remove crease edges on turns. Shade it. Select crease edges. Remove crease. Do the same to the other edges. Remove crease. Loop selection. Top. Move. Scale. Perspective. Front. Scale. Perspective. Select curve. Delete. Loop selection. Loop selection. Bridge. Enable join and crease. OK. Select crease edges. Remove crease the edges corresponding to the turn. Remove crease. We've done the hard work. Loop selection. Loop selection. Front. Set XYZ coordinates. Disable X and Y, OK. Location for points. Perspective. Bridge. Segments, 1, OK. Loop selection. Duplicate edge. Isolate. Select curves. Join. Surface from planar curves. Select planar surface, show objects. Add the building to the selection and isolate objects. Let's select the faces that correspond to the floor. Leave wrong selection. Also select surfaces in back window. Right. Make planar. Perspective. Select planar surface, right. Copy. Enable ortho, point to copy from. Point to copy to. Perspective. Select the planar surface we created last. Hold Shift and scale. Split. Select object to split, select cutting object, enter. Delete surfaces you don't need. Select building and hide. Delete surfaces you don't need. Show objects. Rendered. Select images. Hide objects. Select curves. Hide curves. Let's make the glass. Shade it. Loop selection. Duplicate edge, isolate. Top. Disable snaps. Curve, interpolate points, sub-friendly, no. Make a curve through the middle. Select the last curve you created. Perspective. Move. Extrude. Pull curve. Select curve to pull, enter. Select surface, enter. Delete other curve. Trim. Select curve, enter. Select surface. Select curve. Single line. Vertical. Enable snaps. Start of line. End of line. Select line. Move. Array curve. Select path curve. Items, 15.
Enter.
Delete the first and last lines. Delete path curve. Trim. Select surface and enter. Select curves. Select curves. Pipe. 10, enter. Rendered. It looks nice. Show objects. Select glass. Right-click. Right-click Layer 1, change object layer. Material. Plastic. Transparency, 43, color. A little dark. A blue. OK. OK. Plastic material gives the feeling of glass in rendered mode. Select building. Isolate. Shaded. Loop selection. Duplicate edge. Isolate. Top. Disable snaps. Curve. Interpolate points. Sub-friendly, no. Perspective. Select the last curve you created. Move. Extrude. Pull curve. Select curve to pull, enter. Select surface, enter. Delete other curve. Trim. Select curve, enter. Click surface. Select curve and delete. Single line. Vertical. Enable snaps. Start of line. End of line. Select line. Move. Array curve. Select path curve. Items, 10. Delete curves that do not touch the surface. Trim. Select surface and enter. Select curves. Select surface and hide. Select curves. Pipe. 10, enter. Show objects. Rendered. Select section and delete. Select curves. Delete. Select glass. Toggle layer panel. Right-click on layer 1. Change object layer. Top. Shaded. Lock image. Curve, interpolate points. Sub-friendly, yes. Start of curve. See Enter to close the curve. Select curve. Perspective. Visibility menu. Isolate objects. Shaded. Select curve. Offset. "40" Enter. Select the inner curve. Extrude curve. 20 Enter. Select both curves. Extrude curve. 40 Enter. Rendered. Select object. Right-click. Change object layer. Show objects. Unlock image. Select image. Hide. Select the outer curve. Offset. 500 Enter. Also select the outer curve. Extrude curve. 5 Enter. Select all. Zoom selected. Turntable. Thanks for watching. See you in new projects.